Right, joining us now is former glamour model and mum of four, Danielle Lloyd, who says no one can tell her what to feed her kids, and Steve Miller, who's not a glamour model but a weight loss hypnotherapist.
Thank you very much.
You're
very glamorous.
There's me sitting next to one of the most beautiful women in the country. Yeah, thank you.
Are you glamour shaming,
You have just
Adele?
beauty shamed me. That's what you have done. Anyway, we better talk about lunchboxes.
Debate for Monday. Is there any problem with shaming? What's the real problem with it?
Well, I'd like to firstly know what we mean by shaming. If shaming is to say, do you know what, you should put a bit more salad in that, or a bit more fruit in that, that to me is not shaming. I think that's common sense and it helps the kids, you know. We've got to think of the kids, not ourselves.
So, I mean, lots of mums in England and Wales are going to be thinking, oh, back to the old packed lunchbox every night. I know in Scotland you're already right in the throes of the whole palaver because you're well back at school. But it is difficult, isn't it? You want to get the balance between a healthy lunch and what they will actually eat. Otherwise, you open up the lunchbox and it's all the good stuff is there rotting and they haven't eaten anything, potentially.
I think that's the most important thing, to get your children to actually eat. And I know if I put a load of stuff in there that is too healthy, then they won't eat it. I think the balance, like we say, is
Well, got to nurture them then,
it's
babe.
got to be
You've got
right.
to nurture them.
Does it help? Because the school that my youngsters used to go to before we moved did do this. They would go around the packed lunchboxes, have a look, and take out the crisps.
Who are these women, though, that are actually checking people's lunchboxes?
Well, it was teachers.
Who does that?
People. And I think they were doing it with the idea that if everybody in the class was being saying, you can't do that, you can't do that, you can't do that, then the kids would go home and say, oh, don't give me that, because my teacher would take it away. And that's what my children did. So it sort of worked.
Well, in our school, they often swap pack lunches and stuff as well. I know that my kids have come home from school saying, oh, Mummy, I swapped my cheese string for a chocolate bar.
Or a chocolate.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I hope you're firm with them. Are you firm with the kids? Listen, can I just say this to you, right? This is a statistic that's out that is really concerning, right? Over the last 3 years, we have seen a 40% increase in the amount of kids that have got diabetes.
Yeah, well, it's one in
and
three.
That is
only
worrying.
1 in 3 children are either obese or overweight.
I think
there is a serious issue. So if you're not caring about the lunchbox, what else are you doing to make sure your kids stay healthy?
At home, I make sure that my kids have healthy meals. They eat what I eat and make home-cooked food. But when they go to school, I'm not there to check that they're actually eating. So I want to make sure what's
Are you
in that lunchbox.
firm with them, though? Because I think you've got to be sort of, you've got to be kind, but you've also got to be quite firm with the kids as well. I can't believe the amount of kids that go to school and on the way to school go into the shops and buy cans of pop and sweets and all that. You know, there's a lot of great parenting out there. There is. There's a lot of irresponsible parenting.
How do the parents even know they're doing that, to be fair?
Well, where do they get the money from, Kate?
Pocket money, save it up,
exactly.
lunch money that they're spending.
It could well be, so monitor them.
But look, Adele is a good example, I think, of this, because he used to pack his own lunch and he would put 3 packets of crisps in there. So he would have been royally shamed if his packed lunchbox
But
had
as
been
Charlotte
open up
said,
on
it was
his
a
way.
balanced diet. Cheese, onion, salt and vinegar.
Not that bad.
Well, there you go.
But he's got to... I mean...
But he's slim,
yes,
and he grew up slim and healthy. So it shows that actually it's not just about that, and fixating on that can maybe not take into account...
No, listen. We have got an obesity crisis. Our children, many children, are on death row because they're too fat. I'm sorry, that's the reality of life. They are on death row. And I know it's not a popular thing to say, but that's the reality.
But also it's linked to sort of poorer families as well. I mean, you mustn't forget, for some parents, it must be quite difficult to work out, well, what's going to be... And I know Dr Alex has tried to show us there that you can get a healthy diet on slightly less money, but a lot of people can't work that out. And actually, you might just get what everyone's got in the fridge.
It's what's quick and easy as well. I've got 4 children to look after and a house to run and everything else. The lunchbox is probably the last thing I'm thinking of. I'm running the shop.
School dinners?
I don't know, because my kids moan and they're like, everyone else has got a lunchbox. So I'm one of them mums who's running to the shop at 9:15 in the morning, grabbing the ready-made sandwiches and shoving them in the lunchbox.
You don't. So you get the sandwiches from, like, Tesco or Sainsbury's?
Not every single day, but I have done that before. So mothers must think I'm terrible. That's
Well,
the
no,
case.
it's fiddly.
Yeah, don't be so lazy. Yeah, don't be so lazy. Part your crown, get your crown off, part your diva bit, and start getting out there and giving the nation some help on getting the packed lunches right. You'd be great at that.
What would happen if you just put in a banana and fruit and only healthy stuff, and, OK, they didn't eat it the first day and they went hungry? Would it eventually encourage them?
My kids do eat fruit, and I do put that in there every day, but the very, very fussy children, especially my middle child, and Harry, will only ask for honey sandwiches, and I know that if that's all he will eat, then
Is that bad? Isn't honey good for you?
Look, everything's... there's nothing... food... Every sort of food is all right, as long as we're not eating too... If they're having honey
in
sandwiches
excess.
every day, you got to sort it.
But is it about exercise as well? Because if the schools were making sure they had enough exercise, I mean, we're laughing at Adolf for his 3 packets of crisps, but I had a packet of crisps every single day, a chocolate bar every single day. But if you're active as well at school, you know, you need the fuel to keep you going all day,
True.
don't you?
Yeah, of course, you can't argue with that, but I also think parents need to get out and play with their kids more as well. A lot of parents do that, but I'm sorry, I'm not going to be politically correct. A lot of parents don't. Because why? They like the sofa too much.
In my day, we didn't have computer
suppose,
games. We'd be outside playing cricket or football, not Nintendo.
Now you're taking the mickey out my northern roots. You're accent shaming me. Whatever
Just
next.
setting up debates for next week,
Everything's
that's all
about
I'm doing.
shaming, isn't it? My
Then
goodness.
you're for it. That's the
Well,
irony.
actually, I am for constructive fat shaming. Yes, I am, because I think... and please, let me explain.
OK.
Have I got time? Yeah. Running around the country saying, oi, fatty, is wrong. Telling people being fat is wrong is OK.